all, so this is the last counter that we will study for the unit 4, and that is twisted ring counter or the Johnson's counter. So this is most likely to the ring counters with only one difference in that. Now, as we have seen in the ring counter, there are n bits, it will count only n pulses. But in twisted ring counter, if there are n bits, it will count 2n possible states, or it will have 2n possible state, or it will count 2n clock passes. Okay, so how is it possible? So for this we will see the designing of the twisted ring counter. Again, I am taking 4 bits. So according to this, it will have 2 into 4 means 8 possible states, or it will count 8 clock pulses from 0 to 7. Okay, so for this I am taking 4 flip-flops. Again, I will take 4 D flip-flops. This is D, Q1, output is Q2, Q3 and Q4. Alright, and this is also example of synchronous counter, so all the flip-flops will be triggered with the same clock pulse. And Q1 is fed back to the Q2, Q2 is fed back to the Q3, Q3 is fed to the Q4. Earlier what we have seen, the Q4 is fed back to the Q1, to the first flip-flop. Instead of Q4, here we will take Q4 bar. We will choose the complement of the output to feed back to the input of first. This is the only difference that we will be taken care of in twisted counter. Okay, that we will take care that instead of Q4 we will give the output feedback, we will give the feedback connection from Q4 bar. Okay, now we see the working. So again, what we are considering, this is the clock pulse. So again we have to take this state. With the help of table we will understand the working. So this is Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1. Alright, now again we are taking the same outputs that before giving any clock pulse, the output is that is stored in the counter is 0 0 0 1, means Q4 is 1, all the outputs are 0 instead of Q1. This is the output that we are considering before giving any clock pulse. So how many states will it pass through to get the initial state back? It will pass through the 8 possible states. So see how. So let's say we are giving the first clock pulse, the positive clock pulse we are giving. Now keep in mind, before giving the clock pulse, input should be ready. All the inputs should be ready. Now check with the inputs. So see this Q4 bar. If Q4 is 0, Q4 bar obviously it is 1. So 1 is fed back to the first flip-flop. Okay. And this 1 available here, this 0 available here, this 0 available here. Now we can apply the clock pulse. Now see, 1 is the input of the first, so Q1 is 1, Q2 is 1, Q3 is 0, Q4 is 0. So the outputs are Q2 and Q1 are 1s, rest is 0 after giving his first clock pulse. Now we will give the second clock pulse. Again get ready with the inputs. So 0, Q4 bar is 0, Q4 is 0, Q4 bar is 1. This is fed back here. So this 1 appears as the input, this 1 appears as the input of Q3, this 0 appears as the input of Q4. Now we can apply the second clock pulse. Now see, if the first flip-flop input is 1, output will be 1. This is 1, so output is 1. 3 input is 1, the output is 1. 4 input is 0, the output is 0. So this time the outputs are Q4 is 0, remaining is 1. Now we apply the third clock pulse. So before giving the clock pulse, again we have to get ready with the inputs. So Q4 is 0, Q4 bar is 1. So this 1 appears here. Q2 input is 1, Q3 input is 1, Q4 input is 1. So the outputs will be, this 1 comes here, so output is 1. Q2 input is 1, output is 1. Q3 input is 1, output is 1. Q4 input is 1, output is 1. So all the inputs are 1. After applying third clock pulse, all the inputs are 1. Okay. Now we apply the fourth clock cycle. But again we have to get ready with the inputs. So Q4 is 1. So this time Q4 bar is 0. So this 0 fades here. This 1 fades as the input for Q2, 1 input for Q3, 1 input for Q4. Okay, now check with the outputs. We apply the fourth clock pulse. So what we can see, 0 at the Q1, 1 at Q2, 1 at Q3 and 1 at Q4. So the outputs are Q1 is 0, remaining 1. Now we apply the fifth clock cycle. Again get ready with the inputs. So Q4 is 1, so Q4 bar is 0. Again 0 is fed to the input. So 0 is the input. For the second, 0 is the input. For the third, 1 is the input. For the fourth, 1 is the input. Again check with the outputs. So 0 is the input, so 0 is the output. For Q2, 0 is the input, 0 is the output. For Q3, 1 is the input, 1 is the output. Q4, 1 is the input, 1 is the output. Okay, so output is 0, sorry, Q4 is 1, Q3 is also 1, Q2, Q1, 0. Now we apply the sixth clock cycle. Q4 is 1, again the input is 0. So this 0 feedback here. For second, 0 is the input. For third, 0 is the input. For fourth, 1 is the input. So after applying the sixth clock pulse, the outputs are Q1 is 0, Q2 is 0, Q3 is 0 and Q4 is 1. Q4 is 1. Okay. So the outputs are 0, 0, 0. Only Q4 is 1. Remainings are 0. Q4 is 1. Remaining are 0. Okay. Now we apply the seventh clock pulse. Now what will happen? Q4 is 1. So Q4 bar again 0. Again this 0 fed back to the input. Okay. Q2 input is 0. Q3 input is 0. Q4 input is also 0. Okay. Now we can see. Now we apply the seventh clock pulse. Q1 input is 0, so output will be 0. Q2 input is 0, so output will be 0. Q3 input is 0, so output will be 0. And Q4 input is 0, so output will be 0. So all the four outputs are 0. Now we apply the eighth clock pulse. Now Q4 is 0. Definitely Q4 bar is 1. Now this 1 fed back to the input. So input is 1. Q2 input is 0. Q3 input is 0. Q4 input is 0. So what will happen after applying the 8th clock pulse? Q1 is 1, input is 0, so Q2 is 0, Q3 is 0, Q4 input is 0, so output is also 0. Means Q1 is 1 and rest are 0. Means see, here it gets the same state, initial state, get back to the initial state. And here it means here the counter will stop counting because it gets the initial state back. So what we have seen, it will have just total 8 clock pulses counting from 0 to 7 and then it will come back to the initial state. So it will stop once it will get the original initial state back. So it will just have 2n possible states. It will pass through 2n possible states to get the initial state back. So this is called Johnson's constant. Instead of Q4, we are just giving the feedback connection from Q4 bar. So each state frequency in that case is total frequency by 2n. What we have seen in the ring counter, it was total frequency by n. Here it is 2n. And for normal cases, in general, each state frequency for counter, it is total frequency by 2 to the power n. This is the general that we seen for earlier. We seen for the other counters like modulus counter, like asynchronous, synchronous. This is the general case. But here in the ring counter, it will be total frequency by n. In twisted ring counter, it will be total frequency by 2n. And for general, in general, we can write total frequency by 2 to the power n. So this is all about the counters. Thank you.